Have you ever wondered why some people rise from nothing while others crumble under the weight of adversity? Why do some men turn struggle into strength while others let hardship defeat them? The truth is, life doesn't care about your comfort. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. It will test you, break you, and push you to your limits. The only question is, will you fight back? Most people go through life avoiding pain, running from challenges, and seeking the easy way out. But comfort is a lie. It weakens the mind, softens the body, and destroys the soul. Strength is forged in the fire of struggle, not in the warmth of security. If you want to be strong, if you want to be unshakable, you must be willing to endure, because life is not fair and it never will be. Look at history. Every great man, every warrior, leader, and visionary was built through hardship. They were not handed strength. They earned it through suffering, discipline, and perseverance. They didn't complain about how unfair life was. They took control, adapted, and kept moving forward. And that is the difference between those who succeed and those who fail. Weak men break under pressure. They let life's hardships define them. They blame their circumstances, make excuses, and surrender to their struggles. But strong men, they embrace the storm. They use every setback as fuel to become even stronger. When life knocks them down, they rise. Every single time. But let's be honest, most people won't do this. Most people will give in to fear. They will let the weight of failure crush them. Why? Because it's easier. It's easier to quit than to fight. It's easier to stay in bed than to push through exhaustion. It's easier to blame the world than to take responsibility. And that's why the strong will always be rare. If you're listening to this right now, you have a choice. You can either be like everyone else, complaining, doubting, giving up, or you can make the decision to be different, to be strong, to face your challenges head on and refuse to back down. Because life is going to test you. It's going to push you to your breaking point. And when that moment comes, you will either rise or you will fall. Pain is inevitable. Struggle is unavoidable. But weakness is a choice. Strength is a choice. And only those who choose strength, who choose discipline, who choose to fight, only they will survive. The question is, which one will you be? Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times. This is the unbreakable cycle of history, a truth that repeats itself generation after generation. It is the reason why empires rise and fall, why civilizations flourish and collapse, why men either become legends or fade into obscurity. Strength is never given, it is built. It is forged in struggle, in pain, in relentless effort. The greatest men in history were not born into comfort. They were born into hardship, molded by adversity, sharpened by failure. They learned to endure, to fight, to push forward when everything inside them screamed to quit. And because of that, they rose. But what happens when the strong succeed? What happens when their struggle builds a world of ease and abundance? Comfort sets in, hardship disappears. And in that comfort, men grow weak. They forget what it means to fight. They lose their edge, their hunger, their fire, and when the next storm comes, they are unprepared. They crumble under the same pressure their ancestors would have thrived in. Look around. We live in an age of convenience. Everything is at our fingertips. Food, entertainment, luxury. We no longer have to hunt for our survival. We no longer have to fight for every inch of progress. And because of that, we are weaker than the men who came before us. We are softer, slower, more afraid of discomfort than ever before. The very struggles that once made us strong have disappeared, and with them, our resilience. But here's the truth. Struggle is not something to be avoided. It is something to be embraced. Without resistance, there is no growth. Without hardship, there is no strength. The strongest men in history didn't wish for an easy life. They welcomed the fight. They understood that pain was the price of greatness. So ask yourself, are you becoming stronger? Are you becoming weaker? Are you embracing the challenge or are you running from it? Because the cycle will continue. Hard times will come again. And when they do, only those who have built their strength, who have trained their minds and bodies for battle, will survive. The choice is yours. Adapt, evolve, and become the strong, or fall like the weak who came before you. Weakness is not destroyed by comfort. It is destroyed by adversity. Hardship is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. Every struggle, every setback, every moment of pain is an opportunity to become stronger. But most people don't see it that way. They see pain as punishment. They see struggle as something to avoid. They believe life should be easier, that challenges should be minimized, that discomfort should be eliminated, and that belief is what keeps them weak. Think about the strongest men in history. None of them were born into greatness. They were shaped by struggle. They were forced to adapt, to fight, to endure. They didn't have the luxury of quitting. Failure was not an option. They either became stronger or they were destroyed. And that is exactly why they succeeded. Adversity is the forge where strength is created. The fire that burns away weakness, the pressure that hardens resolve. Without struggle, there is no progress. Without resistance, there is no growth. Look at nature. The mightiest trees grow in the harshest conditions. Their roots dig deeper. Their trunks grow thicker. Their branches reach higher. Not because the wind is gentle, but because the storms are brutal. The same principle applies to you. Life pushes you. The stronger you must become. But most people don't understand this. When life gets hard, they break. They complain. They give up. They look for someone to blame. They let their struggles define them instead of using them to grow. And that is why they never become great. You cannot escape hardship. You cannot avoid pain. But you can decide how you respond to it. You can choose to be a victim, or you can choose to rise. The difference between the weak and the strong is not talent, not intelligence, not luck. It is their response to adversity. The weak see it as a reason to quit. The strong see it as an opportunity to grow. Right now, you might be facing challenges that feel impossible. You might feel like the world is against you, like nothing is going your way, like you are on the edge of breaking. But this is your moment. This is where you decide what kind of man you are. Do you let the struggle defeat you, or do you let it shape you? Do you surrender, or do you fight? Because here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to make it easier for you. Life will not hand you strength. You have to take it. You have to earn it. You have to suffer for it. And if you do, if you push through the pain, if you embrace the adversity, if you refuse to give up, you will come out on the other side transformed. You will be stronger than you ever thought possible. Hard times are not here to break you. They are here to build you. The only question is, will you let them? Pain does not break strong men. It builds them. Adversity does not destroy them. It sharpens them. The difference between those who rise and those who fall is not luck, talent, or circumstance. It is mindset. Strength begins in the mind long before it shows in the body. Weak men crumble under pressure because they allow their minds to be controlled by fear, doubt, and excuses. They believe struggle is unfair. They believe obstacles are reasons to quit. They believe life owes them something. But strong men think differently. They know that struggle is a gift. They understand that adversity is an opportunity. They refuse to let weakness control them. Your mind is either your greatest weapon or your greatest weakness. It will either push you to become stronger or convince you to stay the same. Every battle you fight in life is won or lost in your mind before it ever happens in reality. If you believe you are weak, you will be weak. If you believe you are capable, you will find a way to rise. But belief alone is not enough. Strength is built through discipline, through action, through relentless effort. The strongest men in history did not wait for motivation. They did not rely on fleeting bursts of inspiration. They mastered themselves. They did what needed to be done, even when they didn't feel like it. Especially when they didn't feel like it. Weak men wait until they feel ready. They wait for the perfect conditions, the right moment, the ideal opportunity. And while they wait, life passes them by. Strong men take action. They move forward, no matter how difficult, no matter how uncertain. They don't wait for life to make things easier. They make themselves stronger. There is a reason why the military breaks men down before rebuilding them. A weak mind cannot be trusted in battle. When the bullets fly and chaos surrounds you, hesitation means death. Strength means moving forward despite fear. That is why discipline is more powerful than motivation. Motivation is temporary. It fades when things get hard. But discipline stays good. It carries you through the darkest moments, the hardest days, the moments where everything inside you screams to stop. Ask yourself right now, do you control your mind, or does your mind control you? Do you take action because it is necessary, or do you wait for the perfect moment that will never come? Do you allow fear and doubt to dictate your path, or do you push forward anyway? Every day you have two choices, to be weak or to be strong, to make excuses or to take action, to surrender or to fight. And in those choices, you define who you are. Weakness is easy. Strength is earned. Which will you choose? Fear is the great paralyzer. It keeps men small. It stops them from taking risks, from stepping forward, from becoming who they were meant to be. But fear is not real. It is an illusion, an emotion designed to test you. It whispers in your ear, filling your mind with doubt, telling you that you are not good enough, not strong enough, not capable enough. And most men listen. But strong men, they don't listen. They don't let fear dictate their actions. They feel it, they acknowledge it, and then they push forward anyway. Because fear only controls those who submit to it. Doubt is the voice of weakness. It will tell you to quit before you begin. It will make you question your own strength. It will fill your mind with excuses, convincing you that the struggle is too hard, that the risk is too high, that failure is too painful. But here's the truth. Failure is not what makes men weak. Avoiding failure is. Every great man has failed. Every strong warrior has fallen. Every champion has been beaten, but they did not let that define them. They did not let fear keep them from rising again. Because they understood something most men never will. Failure is not the end. It is the beginning. The only true failure is quitting. As long as you keep moving forward, as long as you refuse to give up, you are still in the fight. Fear will try to stop you. Doubt will try to slow you down. But the strongest men in history did not rise because they were fearless. They rose because they acted despite their fears. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward in the presence of it. The weak allow fear to become an excuse. The strong use fear as fuel. They understand that every great achievement, every moment of true growth, exists just beyond the wall of fear. And the only way to break through is to push forward, no matter how uncertain, no matter how uncomfortable. Ask yourself, how many times have you let fear stop you? How many times have you hesitated when you should have taken action? How many times have you let doubt hold you back from the life you were meant to live? You have two choices. You can let fear win. You can let it keep you trapped, keep you weak, keep you small, or you can rise. You can take control. You can step into the fire and refuse to be burned. Because fear is a liar, and the moment you stop listening to it, you become unstoppable. Nothing great has ever been achieved without sacrifice. Strength, success, and mastery all come with a price. The question is, are you willing to pay it? Most men want success, but they don't want to struggle. They want strength, but they avoid the pain. They want discipline, but they refuse to make sacrifices. And that is why they remain ordinary. Greatness is reserved for those who are willing to give up what weak men refuse to let go of. Weak! Comfort, excuses, laziness, distractions, all of it must be sacrificed if you truly want to rise. Weak men hold on to these things because they are easy, because they are familiar, because they don't require effort. But strong men, they understand that every time they choose comfort over progress, they are choosing weakness over strength. The strongest men in history did not reach their peak by accident. They worked while others rested. They sacrificed while others indulged. They pushed through the pain while others complained about how unfair life was. They knew that discipline was the only path forward. That hardship was the only true teacher. That struggle was the only way to separate themselves from the weak. You must decide what you want more, the life you dream of or the comfort you cling to, because you cannot have both. There is no easy way, no shortcut, no hack. The only path to true strength is through relentless effort and an unshakable will. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they are not willing to endure discomfort. The gym is too hard. The discipline is too exhausting. The sacrifices are too painful, so they stay the same. They make excuses. They convince themselves that success is for other people, that strength is something you are born with, that discipline is only for the obsessed. And because of that, they remain weak. But you are not like them. If you were, you wouldn't be here. You would not be seeking the fire, the challenge, the truth. Deep down, you know what must be done. You know that greatness is not given, it is taken. You know that the price must be paid and you are ready to pay it. Ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice? What comforts are holding you back? What excuses are keeping you weak? Because every second you waste, every excuse you make is time you will never get back. The strong understand this, and that is why they will always rise above the weak. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against an opponent. It is not against the world. All for the will. It is against yourself. Every day there is a war inside your mind. A war between weakness and strength, between discipline and temptation, between the version of you that settles and the version of you that rises. Most men lose this battle before it even begins. They allow weakness to control them. They listen to the voice that tells them to take it easy, to rest, to wait until they feel ready. But strong men, they silence that voice. They know that weakness is a liar, that every excuse is just a chain holding them back. You were not born to be average. You are not meant to be just another man who lets life pass him by. But if you do not take control of your mind, if you do not win the war within, you will never reach your potential. You will remain a prisoner to your own excuses, shackled by your own fears. The battle begins the moment you wake up. You wake up. Do you get up with purpose, or do you hit snooze? Do you attack the day, or do you drift through it? Do you push yourself beyond your limits, or do you settle for good enough? Every small decision matters. Every choice either makes you stronger or makes you weaker. Discipline is the weapon of the strong. It is what separates those who rise from those who fall. It is the ability to do what must be done, no matter how you feel. Weak men rely on motivation, and when it fades, they quit. But strong men rely on discipline, and that is why they never stop. Look at your own life. How many battles have you lost because you chose comfort over progress? How many times have you let doubt, fear, or laziness win? How many times have you held yourself back from becoming the man you were meant to be? That ends now. From this moment forward, you make a decision. No more surrendering to weakness. No more listening to the voice that tells you to quit. No more waiting for the perfect moment. You take control. You impose your will. You win the war within every single day. Because in the end, there is no enemy stronger than the one inside your own mind. And the only way to defeat him is to rise, again and again, no matter how hard it gets. Pain. Most men fear it. They run from it. They avoid it at all costs. But the strong, they embrace it. They understand that pain is not the enemy. It is the key to their transformation. Nothing great has ever been built without suffering. No man has ever become strong without struggle. Every muscle that grows must first be torn. Every mind that sharpens must first be tested. Every warrior that rises must first be broken. This is the truth most will never accept. Pain is not there to stop you. It is there to make you stronger. Weak men complain about hardship. They cry about their struggles. They curse the obstacles in their way. But strong men see things differently. They understand that every hardship is an opportunity, that every struggle is a test, that every moment of suffering is forging them into something greater. Pain is the price of power, and most men are too afraid to pay it. They quit when things get hard. They retreat when things become uncomfortable. They break the moment life applies pressure. And that is why they remain weak. But you are not most men. You are different. You are the one who stands up when others sit down. You are the one who pushes forward when others fall back. You are the one who looks pain in the eye and says, "Give me more." Because you understand that every time you endure pain, you become stronger. Every time you refuse to quit, you grow. Every time you push through suffering, you forge yourself into something unbreakable. So stop running from pain. Stop fearing struggle. Stop wishing life were easier. If you want to be strong, if you want to be unstoppable, if you want to be the kind of man that nothing can break, then you must embrace the fire. Because the fire is not there to destroy you. It is there to refine you. It's there to refine you. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you will rise above every weak man who never had the courage to face it. Strength is not just built in the body, it is built in the mind. Weak men think strength comes from muscles, from power, from force, from power, from force. But true strength, the kind that cannot be broken, comes from discipline, from resilience, from an unshakable mindset. Most men fold under pressure. They let their emotions control them. They let fear dictate their actions. They allow the smallest setbacks to throw them off course. And that is why they never rise. That is why they stay weak, why they remain victims of their own minds. But the unbreakable? They think differently. They do not allow their emotions to rule them. They do not allow circumstances to dictate their future. They have mastered the most powerful weapon a man can possess, his own mind. An unbreakable mind is built through suffering. It is built through discipline, through pain, through relentless effort. It is the ability to keep going when everything in you is screaming to stop. It is the ability to control your emotions instead of letting them control you. It is the ability to look failure in the face and refuse to be defeated. Weak men chase motivation. They wait for the perfect moment. They rely on fleeting bursts of inspiration. But motivation is nothing compared to discipline, because discipline does not fade. Discipline does not disappear when things get hard. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when every excuse tells you to stop. When you train your mind to be unbreakable, you become unstoppable. No setback can break you. No hardship can shake you. No amount of pain can make you quit, because you have already decided. You will not stop. You will not surrender. You will not be like the rest. Look at your life right now. How often do you let your emotions dictate your choices? How often do you allow fear, doubt, or discomfort to hold you back? How many times have you quit simply because things got hard? That ends today. From this moment on, you take full control of your mind. You train it to be disciplined. You condition it to be unshakable. You forge it into a weapon so strong that nothing, no failure, no setback, no pain can break you. Because once your mind is unbreakable, nothing in this world can stop you. Most men dream, but few dare to chase. Most men desire strength, but few are willing to endure the pain required to obtain it. Most men speak of success, but only a rare breed has the discipline to pursue it relentlessly. The truth is harsh, but it is simple. Only the strong will survive. Only those willing to embrace discomfort, to sacrifice, to persist despite failure will rise above the weak masses who live and die in mediocrity. The world does not reward wishes. It rewards action. It rewards resilience. It rewards those who refuse to break, no matter how hard life tries to crush them. Look around you. How many men do you see wasting their potential? Complaining about their circumstances, waiting for something or someone to change their lives. That is the fate of the weak. But you are not one of them. You are among the few, the ones who refuse to settle. The ones who rise before the sun, who push harder when the body screams for rest, who demand more from themselves when others have already given up. The few who know that comfort is the enemy of greatness, that pain is the price of strength, that discipline is the path to mastery. The world will try to break you. Life will test you in ways you cannot predict. You will face setbacks. You will encounter pain. You will fall. But what separates the few from the many is this. When the weak stay down, the strong rise again and again. No matter how many times they are knocked down. Do not ask for an easy life. Ask for the strength to endure a hard one. Do not seek the path of least resistance. Seek the road that forges you into something greater. The weak will never understand this. They will mock you. They will doubt you. They will try to pull you down because your strength exposes their weakness. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them stay where they are. But you keep rising. You keep pushing. You keep proving, not to them, but to yourself, that you are built different. Because in the end, only the strong will survive. And you were born to be one of them. Please give conclusion of above all at this ending section.